Hello, everybody. We at the CEC Club create a platform for current and future entrepreneurs to harness the idea and experiences shared by the experts. This has more to do with it triggering the spirit of budding and potential entrepreneurs, as well as consultants within the students, by streamlining their career paths into various innovative startups, social, and corporate venture areas. 2021 is called a unicorn year of India. In the last decade, India saw 37 unicorns, while just 2021 saw 40 plus unicorns. In the video ahead, you will be learning what led to this exceptional occurrence and gain knowledge about some consulting frameworks which you can use for such analysis. Let me tell you what a unicorn is. Unicorn is a term used in venture capital industry to describe a privately held startup company with a value of over 1 billion. So the year 2021 will be remembered for massive tech startup initial public offering, which are IPOs. 9 public issues raised 6.1 billion of the total 8.8 billion raised in the public market this year. And there was a creation of 4 unicorns every month. This year also turned out to be the year for crypto companies, as CoinDCX and CoinSwitchCuber became the first unicorns in this segment. Even though the Indian government is looking to ban private cryptocurrencies in India, the duo collectively raised nearly 300 million this year. India has emerged as the third largest ecosystem for startups globally, with over 60,000 startups across 636 districts of the country, with Bengaluru as the seventh biggest unicorn hub in the world. India's startup ecosystem has seen exponential growth in the past few years. There has been 9 times increase in the number of investors, 7 times increase in the total funding of startups, and 7 times increase in the number of incubators. Now, let us dig deep into how the developments unfolded.
The flagship initiative Startup India was initiated by the Prime Minister in 2016 to build a strong ecosystem that is conducive for the growth of startup businesses, to drive sustainable economic growth and generate large-scale employment opportunities. There are two key stakeholders in the journey of startup becoming a unicorn: the founders and the venture capitalists. Indian government has taken actions to benefit both the stakeholders. Take a look at the advantages that are given to these key stakeholders. What are the advantages to the founders? So, the government of India has initiated a mobile app and a website for easy registrations of startups. It has also kept aside a 10,000 crore rupees fund to provide funds to the startups as venture capital. They have startups have also been given exempt from 3 years to pay income tax by the Indian Interministerial Board. 7 new research parks will be set up to provide facilities to startups in the R&D sector. Easy exit has also been given to the startups, so it can close the business within 90 days from the date of application of winding up. What are the advantages to VC? Ease in FDI rules in India. India today is ranked 63rd in ease of doing business. People investing their capital gains in the venture fund set up by the government will also be given tax exemption. Now let us look at the economic factors. India is the world's third largest startup ecosystem, and it is surely the fastest growing. India is often described as the poster child of emerging markets for its vast commercial potential for startups. In a country with a population of nearly 1.3 billion people, even niche products can have significant market potential. Indian GDP is expected to grow at a rate of 8.5% for FY22, which is highest growth rate achieved in 17 years. It has boosted investors' confidence all across the globe. As the Indian economy continues to grow, incomes and purchasing power are increasing steadily and will lead to rise in consumption in the upper middle class and higher middle class segments. Growing disposable income, change in consumer lifestyle, and growth in working class population has supported the ambitious plan of Indian startups. Now, let us take a look at the social factors.
Yeah. So coming to the social factors, India is on its path towards becoming a completely digitalized economy, which is the main factor behind the exceptional expansion of the Unicorn Club. Although COVID-19 has caused a great amount of socio-economic suffering, this period provided an opportunity to many of the entrepreneurs to execute their ideas and contribute towards the COVID-19 relief efforts. This isn't new to the economy. The 2008 recession has given birth to many startups worldwide, and we are experiencing a similar trend now. Also, the new norms of lockdown and social distancing had a drastic effect on consumer behavior and resulted in an unpredicted change in it. The orientation towards the digital services forced the industries to shift to the digitally driven operations, creating better avenues for the market forces. Considering this, India is expecting that 2022 will be the year of decacorns. Let's look at some technical factors that supported the Unicorn Club expansion. So the India's Unicorn Club expansion is greatly supported by the accelerating growth in the India's digital ecosystem, increase in UPI adoption, and an inclination towards the cryptocurrency and D2C business models. So the new age technologies like AI, IoT, big data analytics, and many more also had a role in supporting the tech-based startups. The innovative solutions provided by these tech-based startups have been continuously attracting global investors towards Indian startup ecosystem, which resulted in an increase in the funding options available in India. So these factors contributed in providing a pool of opportunities and market potential to the digital operations-based startup ecosystem. Post-COVID-19, the internet penetration has experienced a huge spike, enabling most of the startups to have a rapid revenue growth rate, and the same trend is expected to continue for at least the next 5 years. The euphoria about the startups may not be the same towards the end of this decade. The probability of internet usage to plateau is high, which is a risk factor for the startups highly reliant on increasing internet penetration. So let's see some of the environmental factors towards this.
On to the environmental factors that have made a difference. There has been a sharp increase in demand for eco-friendly products and processes among consumers, which has brought in a disruption for existing businesses, their models, and their operations. As a result, decarbonization solutions have been grabbing the attention, as well as companies are focusing on innovative packaging, biodegradable bags, electric vehicles, and paper-free workplaces. Also, India has ambitious plans to achieve 175 gigawatt renewable energy capacity by 2020, net zero carbon emissions by 2070, and meeting 50% of its energy demand by non-fossil fuels before 2030. These commitments have encouraged startups to focus on sustainability. Along with these factors, as younger generations, the millennials and the Gen Zs, who are considered to be more environmentally conscious, get more purchasing power, the scope for startups to operate and focus on these problems widens, bringing in a plethora of opportunities. Now on to the legalities and the legal framework. Although the Indian legal ecosystem can be a little difficult to maneuver in owing to its complex set of laws and frameworks, the support that has been extended has been phenomenal towards startups, them being given almost a priority status. Budget after budget, legislation after legislation, consistent efforts have been made to make operations as a startup easy. Certain measures that have been taken over the years include scrapping of excess scrutiny measures by the income tax department into the funding of startups. Secondly, there has been an easing of taxation policies for both the VCs and startups with relevant certifications. Thirdly, there has been a robust redressal system that has been set up for the grievances. And then the entry barriers as well as the exit barriers have been lowered by allowing for ease of registration for one-person companies and for foreign entry into the startup sphere of India. Lastly, it has led to the building and fostering of an overall startup ecosystem in the country.
Just now, we saw the PESTEL framework that we applied to analyze Indian startup ecosystem. There are hundreds of similar frameworks used by companies to analyze and solve complex business problems. For example, company can use framework while bringing new product to the market to understand competition, market size, and growth potential. Now, we will look at some of the most common and important frameworks. The first framework is Porter's 5 Forces. It is most famous framework developed by Harvard professor to analyze competition and market dynamics. It includes 5 forces which helps to define business strategy. These 5 forces are threat of new entrants, competitive dynamics, supplier power, buyer power, and threat of substitutes. The next framework is SWOT analysis. It is most common mini framework used to evaluate performance and growth of single business. SWOT is an abbreviation for strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats, where strength and weaknesses are internal, opportunities and threats external factors that can influence the business. Now, let's have a look at some other frameworks.
Boston Consulting Group has developed a framework where there are 4 quadrants based on the market share as well as the growth. The business units of each and every company will be placed in these 4 quadrants, and throughout the product development cycle, the quadrants will be changed, and it will help for the company to make the strategic decisions. Let's talk about 3C framework. It is developed by Japanese company which focuses on the three most important factors required for the success of the company. Number 1 is company. It is to understand the operations and revenue model of the company. It also includes the products or services, profitability analysis, and other crucial factors. Number 2, competition. It is to know the competitors in relating to our business and how it is going to affect in the future. Number 3 is customers. It is about analyzing customer information, behaviors, and the need to pursue a product and services. Well, in a nutshell, the essence of being a part of our club is all about networking with firms, experts, corporate delegates, and alumni. Here at our club, the fusion of consulting and entrepreneurship gives the student additional insights about the startup ecosystem as well as consulting, enabling them to stand out in the career of their choice. Dear aspirants, all the best for the CAP interview process. Hoping some of you to be at our campus and even in our club. See you very soon.